It's the middle of November and I need to get cracking on the project that most warms my heart, making Christmas cookies for our local veterans shelter. I found out about the shelter, about 5 years ago now, and I just couldn't think of a better place to try and do a little bit of giving back. For those of you that don't know me well yet, my dad has been in the military for about 40 years, more than my lifetime so far, and I know firsthand just what our veterans do for our families, for our community, for our country, and they're just a special group to me, and knowing that there are some in need that are local and there's something I can do to maybe warm their heart just a little bit, I'm so glad to do it every year. So I get started early on the cookies that I can freeze and make about 110 dozen by the end of all of this. Package up individual little boxes, one for each resident at the shelter because they deserve to have their own Christmas cookie box. And then we deliver close to the beginning of December. That's usually the goal, so that if they do end up traveling around the holiday seasons, a lot of them do still have family and do go to see them. So if they end up traveling, they can either eat the cookies beforehand or take them with, whatever they decide to do, but everybody gets their own cute little package of Christmas cookies. So the shelter, they do so much more for the veterans than just put a roof over their head. They help them find jobs and really get back on their feet and re-engage with the community and society. They do a wonderful job there. They're such special people that work there. We put a couple boxes together for the workers as well. And it's just a great program. I'm so proud to know that we do that locally here. And we have veterans in the shelter really from all over the country. You don't have to be local to get help from this particular shelter. And the last time we were able to meet with the residents, there were people from Tennessee and Kentucky and Wisconsin and Minnesota and all over the country. It's just great to sit down and chat with them. They're such a good group of people. And their eyes really light up. I mean, it's just Christmas cookies. I'm not saving the world here. But their eyes light up when they see their individual little box. It's something that's just for them. One guy, when we met with them, said, "Oh my gosh, this is the first gift I've gotten in 10 years." Which blew my mind. That's just crazy. He was thrilled to have something that was just his own and just made special for him. And another guy opened the box before we could even leave, and like his eyes lit up, nearly crying, and pulled out, I think it was a sugar cookie, and he's like, "Oh, my mom used to make them just like this when I was a kid." Like, it just brought back so many memories for him. So being able to do that and provide maybe a little bit more than Christmas cookies is a win for me. It's something I look forward to every single year, but I certainly don't do it single-handedly. I mean, I make a ton of these things, but I get help from very special people in my life. Today, my best friend Mary is coming over to help make these chewy ginger molasses cookies. This is my own recipe, as well as our Ritz cookies. Hopefully we'll whip up about 20 dozen today, so we'll make a pretty good dent in the 110 dozen goal. And then later on, the ladies of my family, my aunt, my cousin, my sister, my mom, my grandma, hi Grandma Isabel, they all pitch in and make a few dozen themselves, and then we all come together right here at my house and package up the boxes for everybody. Another really cool part of this project is my sweet Grandma Isabel. I just love her so much. She puts together a list of people in our little community, from some elders that don't bake anymore, some of them can't get out of their homes anymore, a few bachelors in town that really do a lot for our community and don't get any baked goods. So we have a whole list we put together, and we put some boxes and trays together for those folks as well. So all in all, we give Christmas cookies to probably close to 75 different people. It's so fun to do together. We always laugh a ton. I'll show you the process when we put the boxes together. Excuse me, hopefully everybody will be okay with filming. and I'll show you the stack of Christmas cookies at the end of this. If anybody wants recipes, most of them are not my own. This ginger chewy molasses cookie is my own. I've perfected the recipe. It's my most favorite Christmas cookie of all time. It just smells like Christmas. It tastes like Christmas. All the spices in it they make my heart sing. So if you do want this one, I'm happy to share this one. Any of the others I use, I can find a link to it and stick it in the comments of the videos. I'll post more videos about this because it's gonna take me a few weeks to get everything whipped up here. But if you want any cookie recipes, I'm happy to share. This ginger molasses one, like I said, it's my own recipe. I've kind of perfected it over the years, but I made the dough last night and stuck it in the fridge to chill all night long. It helps roll the balls a little bit easier. It is a firm, hard kind of dough, and it rolls a lot easier when it is chilled. After I make all of these balls, I'm going to stick them back in the refrigerator for just a few minutes before I bake them. I like to roll all the balls first before I turn my oven on and have the oven waiting on me to roll the balls, and then you have to roll them in sugar as well before you put them on the tray. So just kind of maximizing my propane. My oven is propane. So before I turn that on, I make everything, get it all ready so I can just shake them in some sugar, pop them on the tray, and get the process really cooking that way. So here I will be for the next probably 30 minutes rolling up my balls, and I will show you what they look like when they come out of the oven in just a little bit. All my chewy ginger molasses cookies are in ball form. They were in the fridge for probably 20 minutes after I rolled them, and now I'm just throwing them in a quick Ziploc bag to coat them with some sugar before I pop them in the oven. I have the first batch in the oven already. Look at how fast that is. I like to get a little bit ahead. I have a piece of wax paper here on the counter, so I just do a few at a time, get them kind of preset for the next batch. Pop this tray back into the refrigerator while you're waiting so that they stay nice and cool. They won't spread as much, and they're just gonna bake up beautifully when they're nice and cool. Just make sure that you have sugar all around this beautiful little cookie ball. Also, in front of me, I got started on my Ritz cookies while these were chilling. So I have chocolate in my small little crock pot here. That's kind of my secret to keeping your chocolate warm throughout the whole process, so you can make a whole bunch of cookies at one time. So that's heating up right now. I just put peanut butter on a cracker. You can see that right here. A little bit of peanut butter on a cracker. We'll top it with another cracker, dip it in the chocolate, and let it dry. Super fast and easy. I'll show you that in a minute. Get our next batch rolling here. So when the first batch comes out of the oven, I can quickly pop in the next tray and keep everything moving using all that heat. Be super efficient. That's my goal. The thing that makes my brain sing. All right, I have my first batch of the chewy ginger molasses cookies in the oven, and now I'm on to my Ritz. I have about 5 dozen here that I have just taken peanut butter, put it inside 2 Ritz crackers, and now I'm gonna dip it in my chocolate. I love a mini crock pot for chocolate. It keeps it a nice consistency, and I can do 2 things at once without worrying about my chocolate getting hard again or even burning. So just toss it in. I give it a little shake on a fork just to get the excess off, wipe the bottom on the edge, and I'm done. It's Miss Mayor's, I think. Say, Mary, happy birthday! We missed you so much! Say happy birthday, Mary! In just 4 hours, I've whipped up 15 dozen chewy ginger molasses cookies and 15 dozen Ritz cookies. And now I'll just package them up and pop them in the freezer, so when I put individual boxes together for each batch, I can pull them out and add them to the mix. Next up is Magic Christmas Bars and Spritz cookies, and I'll pop the camera back on to bring you along on the rest of this adventure.